What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to Rebuilding Everton. Today we have another two games in the championship against QPR and Tranmere Rovers. A big rivalry match with Tranmere, a local rivalry. They're not doing too well in the league. QPR are doing alright, they're 10th, but Tranmere are 23rd. Tied on bottom with Sheffield Wednesday, who we just played 2 games ago and smashed. Before we get to the previous results, I wanted to show you one thing. If we go to a dev center, we did get our youth intake preview, and it's not great. This is a very poor crop of players, unfortunately. At least one of our center backs looks promising. We have what looks like a top prospect in the center of midfield. One good Scottish central midfielder from Ormiston who has caught the eye. So we have a good central midfielder and a good center back, and that's it. So that's not good. I was hoping for a better youth intake than that, but yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a crap one. But what can you do? We've got pretty good facilities. If you look at our facilities, we've got excellent training facilities, superb youth facilities, excellent academy coaching, and exceptional youth recruitment. So, at a youth level of 1. So we should be getting pretty good youngsters. And our head of youth development is pretty dang good. David Unsworth. He's pretty good for a head of youth development. 15, 16, 14. For formations of 4-3-3, 2 DM wide, which is not really something we play, but he likes to go route 1. So maybe that's not ideal, but his second formation is 4-2-3-1. We do use a DM, so having a DM come through isn't a bad thing, but yeah, I think he's a decent head of youth development. He's been here for quite a while, since 2013. I think he used to play for him, so don't want to let him go. I think he's actually going to retire soon, though. I think I got an inbox thing saying he was wanting to retire, so he might be losing him anyways. Might need to be looking for a new head of youth development, and if that's the best crop of youngsters he can bring through, maybe we need a new head of youth development. But in terms of the games since we were last year, we only played 2 games. We last saw you for Sunderland and Crystal Palace. Disappointing couple of games, but then we really turned things up for Sheffield Wednesday. They're a very bad team. I saw they're very bottom of the table right now. They were 2 spots ahead of that before, but since that loss, they've gone to the bottom of the table. We absolutely smashed them. Kai actually played really well. He got 2 goals. Jorge Perez came in just as a substitute and got 2 goals. So he kind of overtook as for a spot on the bench at least. I wasn't going to start him over Miniconi, but I put him on the bench and then he got injured. So that stinks because he was actually in good form. Laru got a 5th goal. So pretty good performance. Like, we played really well. We fully deserved it. We then carried on in another good performance against Millwall, our lovely 2-0 that we'd love to do. Goal by Paulo Sousa from a corner, and then an Alexander Douglas goal. So we were really good, though. Like, we created a bunch of chances. Like, we had, 26 shots. Only 9 on target, which isn't great, but they had 3 shots, 1 on target. And Millwall are a top 5 team. They were 5th in the table going into that game. So that was a very good performance. It is at home, but the Sheffield Wednesday one was away from home, so that's really impressive away from home. But yeah, at home against Millwall, that's a very good performance. I was very happy with that. Hopefully we can keep that going in here against Tranmere, QPR. We've got an easy kind of set of games coming up too with Blackburn, who aren't very good, Nottingham Forest, who are okay. Then we play Plymouth twice in a row in the FA Cup and in the Championship. They're very bad. They've actually picked it up since the start of the season, though. They started off at the very bottom of the table, like floundering at the bottom. Since then, they picked up some wins, picked up some points. They're in 18th currently, so they're not doing too terribly. But today we have QPR and then Tranmere. For the QPR game, we have a couple injuries. Jorge Perez, as I said before, is injured. He's out 2 to 4 weeks. And then Miniconi, who would be the starter, is injured. He's out 10 days to 3 weeks. So that is not good because we are down basically our 2 starting left inverted wingers because Miniconi's the number 1. Perez had beaten out McCall as the number 2. But they're both injured. They got both injured in the exact same game, too, which is very unfortunate. So McCall's going to have to come in, and Diamikis is going to have to come on the bench because I have no other options. All my youngsters have already played in a game today, so they can't play. And I'm hoping I won't have to bring him in. Like, I've got Saul Quintero who can play on the left. So I'd probably bring him in as a winger before I'd bring in Diamikis on the wings because he is very slow. I'd probably rather play Kai on the wing anyways, so shouldn't have to use him, but he's in there in case we need him. Balo is almost back. 3 more days, but he's not recommended to be selected. Lesniak got injured again. Seems like Lesniak and Miniconi are very injury prone. Shewan also got injured. He's out for 6 to 12 days with a damaged elbow. But we don't need him right now. We've got a backup center back in Ross Jack Monroe, who's also our backup right back. This is what I think, other than left inverted winger, what I think is our strongest squad right now. Olaru comes in. Diop is thrown to the bench because he's just been terrible. He's been absolutely terrible. Olaru has actually been pretty good, so he gets a spot in the starting lineup. Zigrovic has continued to play well. He continues in the starting lineup. Arias has been really good. Sousa's been really good. Ramon's been okay. Obviously, last game he played really well, got a goal. No, did he get a goal? He didn't get a goal, did he? No, Paulo got the goal. But he played really well last game, but he wasn't playing very well before that game, but we're playing pretty well as a team. Kai, he scored a couple of goals, including one very good one, a little chip over the keeper, so if he can do things like that, maybe he has some potential in this team after all. He needs to show that more consistently, though, and that's going to start today against QPR. Let's get into the game. I'm going to tell them to go out there and carry straight on from where you finished last match. Give them faith. They're responding a lot better to my team talks now, which is good to see. I'm kind of winning them over. It only took about half a season, which isn't very bad. Like, that's pretty good to win over your team in half a season. I mean, it helps when you're top of the table and only have one loss on the season, but as they're going to start off with the first attack, Tate coming out to the left-hand side of Willems. Willems looking to cut inside, put a ball across, and it's going to be blocked. Tate's shot is blocked. Kind of a little 1-2 between the two players. Tate to Willems, back to Tate. But a nice block by, I don't know who that was, but good block by our defender. We get through. We have only had one shot in the first 15 minutes. We've not gotten off to the great start. We're not playing nearly as good as we played last match against a team that shouldn't be as good. And we're still at home, so it's not like we're away from home against this team. So we should be putting in a performance like we did last match. Walken Jones goes through on goal, but he gets saved. Should have put that across goal. There was so much space across the goal to put that, but he tries to go near post, and the keeper's equal to it. He can't find the back of the net. That's unfortunate. That would have done a lot for his confidence, I think, if he could have scored that. Because that was one of the first chances of the game. If he can score without a buttload of chances, he's going to be feeling pretty good. Because it seems like it takes him 29 chances to score one goal. They have a corner, free kick here. Gets put in. Granados gets blocked. Tries to put it in again, but Ramon clears it. They're going to get the ball, though. Fioriti. But he's going to run it out. Fioriti. It is an I. Couldn't tell if it's an I or an L. It's a Fioriti. Yeah. Sorry. That's a very tough name to say. He must be Italian. He's got to be Italian with a name like that. They start with the ball again. Every highlight has started with QPR. Ball over the top to Willems. Keeper's got to make a save, and he does. Not a very good shot from Willems. Hit it right at the keeper. We have not been good. This is a very poor first half from us. They have been the better team in this first half. They've created the more dangerous chances. We might have more chances. I don't know. Yeah, we have more chances, but they've created the better chances. So I'm about to thrash my arm, say I'm far from pleased. We need to be a lot better. Alara's not playing well. He's the only one. Everyone's playing okay. Zigrovic and Sousa are playing well. Everyone else is just playing okay. Alara only on 6.6 isn't good enough. So he might be getting subbed out for Diop here soon. Looks like that Fioriti has not been playing well for them, which is good to see. I haven't seen him do anything wrong, but apparently he's on a 6.3. So he gets the ball here again. He's on a yellow, and he gets tackled by Arias. There's him doing things wrong. That is pretty poor from Fioriti. So Arias is going to run through. Doesn't have anyone in the box to aim for. Fioriti makes a nice tackle on a yellow. That is a dangerous tackle in the box on a yellow card, and that's a terrible ball by Lara, but it's going to get there. I didn't think it was going to get there. I thought it was going to go out the back, but Alexander Douglas gets to it, puts it in for Watkin Jones, and Kai Watkin Jones finds the back of the net. Good assist by Alexander Douglas. I thought this was a bad pass. Like, personally, I did not think it was making it to him at all. Looked like it was far too central, but it kind of curled at the last second, just out into Douglas's path, and he puts it across for Watkin Jones. A good goal there. It only took him 10 chances to score a goal, so that's an improvement. This has been a really even game so far. If anything, they've slightly edged it. They get one back, fully deserved. They've had the higher XG so far this game. They fully deserved that goal. Messalongas probably could have done better there to keep it out. It looked like he got a hand to it, but he couldn't. It was hit with a lot of power. He just absolutely rockets this. Looks like Messalongas just got a hand to it, but he couldn't keep it out. Can't really blame him too much. That's just a rocket of a shot. We need to do better. I'm going to have to demand more from the team. I'm going to take a Laurel off. McCall's been awful, but I have no options to substitute for him, really. Because Saul Quintero is no better. And Joaquin Jones can't play that inside forward. And even if he could, I don't have a good backup striker right now with Balo injured. I don't have any options. I'm going to just keep going with what we've got. Hoping they can pull something out of their butts. Sousa with the ball to Olaru. I might be bringing in Diop soon because Olaru's not done anything this game, but I don't have any faith Diop's going to be any better because he's not been good. He's not done a single good thing like in the last month, 2 months. He started off the season pretty well. He started off with a couple good performances, but the last 2-3 months, he's been absolutely horrific. He's been like the worst player on the team. And that's not an exaggeration. He's legitimately been the worst player on the team. So, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with him. Lara has to come off, though. He's not doing anything this game. Switch him with Zigrovic. I might need to change up his role, Diop's role, because I've tried everything else. Nothing is getting him to play well, so maybe it's the role. No, it's a good role. He should be playing well in it. Mikal has to come off. He can't play a 6.2. Get off of here. Mikal has to come off, so Quintero's going to come in. Going to play him as a winger on attack. Mikal is just a terrible player as well. I don't know how he led the team in goals last season. Like, he had 16 goals in the Premier League, and I have no idea why. Because he seems like an absolutely terrible player. Going to go very attacking. Going to go more expressive. Stop working the ball into the box. Distributing quickly to wherever you want. Push higher up. Got to go for this. We don't only have like 3-4 minutes left. I don't think there are any changes I can make that can help this team. Like, no one on this bench is going to improve the team at all. Maybe Ross Monroe for Rahman, a little bit better defensively. Because Rahman's nervous. He's not played amazingly. Hopefully Monroe can come in and play a little bit better. We only have 4 minutes left, though. It looks like nothing's going to happen. We actually really did well at the end of that half. But there's so much we have to work on. You are working hard in training tomorrow. Not good enough. Should not be drawing at home to QPR with 18 shots, 11 on target, and only 1 goal. Kai. I don't know if it's Kai or Mikal. Mikal's obviously been hurt for the rating, so I don't know if he's missing a bunch of chances or if it's still Kai missing a bunch of chances, but one of them needs to be better. I don't know what to do at left wing because with the 2 injuries, Mikal is just an awful player. But I have to start him. I have no other options unless I'm going to play Saul there, which I guess I might do. I might give that a shot this next game. Or, we're playing a bad team next. Tranmere are a bad team. Maybe I should see if maybe he can play better. Mikal can play better against a bad team. Get him in some good form. I'm going to speak to him. I'm going to discipline him. I'm going to fine him a day's wages. I've given him a warning already, so now he's fined. I think I just talked to him before this game, too, so I don't think I can warn him about his recent form and recent play anyways. I can't. I talked to him before the game, telling him, you've been awful, be better, and he came in and put in a 6.2. So he's not winning me over here. If he has another bad game, he's not staying the pitch again if I can keep from it. Oh, Diamikis also is retiring, so he's going to retire at the end of his contract. So that's fine by me. I want him off this wage book. He has $95,000 a week, which is one of the highest wages on the team, and he's one of the worst players, if not the worst player on the team. I haven't given him a shot, obviously, but he doesn't deserve a shot with his physicals like they are. I don't have any hope that he'll play anything well at all. Like, he's going to be awful. I'm pretty certain he's going to be awful, so I'm not wanting to give him a shot. But I'll see you for the Tranmere game. See what I decide in terms of team lineup, but I'll see you then. It's only going to be in 7 days, so we have a decent little break, so I'll see you in 7 days. We are here back on the day of the Tranmere match. We've done a little bit of rotation. Ross Jack Monroe has come in at right back for Veridiano just to give him some more game time at right back. He's actually finally got right back on his list of positions. He's accomplished there. So I want to see if I can keep getting him natural at it. Other than that, Lesniak is back from injury, so he comes right back in. He says he's not recommended to be only played a certain amount of time, so he says he's fine. So I'll give him a shot, get his match sharpness up. Diop comes back in just to see if he can play as well, way into good form. Like, I give him these games against bad teams to see if he can play well and kind of get back into the rhythm of it. But so far, he has not helped his case at all. He's played poorly against bad teams. Alexander Douglas is injured, but it's just a cold. So he's said 75 minutes, but I think he can play a whole game. It's just a cold. So I had the choice to send him home or keep him at the club, treat him at the club. And I treated him at the club, which is a dangerous thing to do because then you might get other players sick. But we couldn't afford to be down another winger. So I had to keep him at the club so he could be back for this game. Kyle gets a start just again to see if he can play his way into good form. Kai gets the start. I want to kind of see the same thing from him, see if he can keep his decent form going. Balo comes back. He comes on the bench. Only recommended 45 minutes. He's going to be a backup option at right wing. So I get to take Diamikis off the bench. So he comes in at right wing. Quintero's the option at left wing. Gray's my option up top, but I'd probably be bringing Balo anyways. So Balo could play up top or on the right wing. Ferreira drops down to the bench. Anderson's kind of my backup center back option now, or else I'd bring in Monroe and put Veridiano at right back. So I've got a couple options at center back, and Anderson is leaving to join Osasuna in January. So he's going to be leaving the club, which is going to be fine by me. His morale's good now, I guess because I agreed a contract offer. He now has good morale, so at least he's not bringing the team down. Everyone's morale's pretty decent. Diop's is a little bit low, mostly because I'm assuming because he's been playing poorly. Everyone's morale's pretty good though, so other than Zigovic is still very upset, but he's playing very well, so it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to keep him out there as long as he's playing well. He's going to continue to be an option. I thought about bringing in Nian Gabo for just so he can come in the game, get some game time, but if we need him, I want Zigovic on the bench. If we start this game poorly, Diop has another crap game, then I want to bring in somebody who can affect the game in a positive light. Nian Gabo has done nothing since I've given him options. I've given him chances. He's done nothing with them, so I want somebody that can actually do a good job bringing him in. Zigovic has the second most key passes in the league so far, so that's good to see. But let's get into this game. It's going to be a rivalry game against Tranmere. I'll definitely be telling the team to play for the fans. Yeah, I'm going to say let's give the fans a performance they are expecting of us here, but I get no reaction. Usually you get a reaction if it's a rivalry game, if you talk about the fans, but nothing this time. But the Faith gets a decent result. Not much from our defense. A couple really inspired and motivated players at the fullback positions, but most players aren't really reacting. Diop needs to react. He needs to have some sort of fire shoved up his butt. Get him going. Having the best defense in the EFL Championship must have you looking forward to another win. I'm proud of that record and the work that's gone into it. We will continue to work hard and keep getting better. Your team are among the possession leaders in the EFL Championship, while Tranmere are not. If they park the bus, are you prepared for the task of breaking them down? I think we've got enough about us to gain an edge, yeah. We should be alright against Tranmere. It should be another comfortable victory, hopefully similar to the 5-1 that we put up against Sheffield Wednesday. They're obviously just as bad as Sheffield Wednesday. They're on the same amount of points, have about the same goal difference, so I was worried that was going to be an early goal for them. That would have been an awful start to the game. But we have a counterattack. Joaquin Jones using his pace. A good shot. I'm actually going to give him credit for that one. That was a pretty good shot. It was just a very good save by the goalkeeper. It was down in the corner, bottom left corner. He placed it well. It was just an equally good save by the goalkeeper. I'm not going to slag him off for anything for that, because I'm happy with what I saw there. His positioning on most of the shots have been awful, so to have a good one, I'm going to give him all the credit he deserves. We have another highlight here in the 25th minute. Looks like it's going to be our throw-in, but they're going to get the tackle. It's going to be their attack. Unless we can win the ball back here. It looks like it's not going to happen, at least not yet. Christensen with the ball. Over top looking for Bangura, and Ramon is very slow to react. Pretty sure that's Ramon. Yeah, Ramon is extremely slow to react. And the striker gets through on goal, but he puts it wide, fortunately, because that was a golden opportunity for Tranmere. Another highlight here in the 38th minute. We have not done nearly enough so far this game. Long throw, which aren't good anymore. That's annoying. I miss our long throw goals. I miss scoring, 10, 12 goals a season from a long throw. Just so fun to see a long throw goal go in, but they obviously are broken now. Not broken, they just don't work anymore. Which is more realistic. You don't get many long throw goals in real life. As Mikal has a chance here to put a ball across. He's going to put it all the way back to Arias, and Arias is going to take an absolute rocket and shove it in the back of the net. What a shot by Arias. LBO Arias with an absolute rocket of a goal. Just lurking on the edge of the area, slowly making his way forward. Mikal finds him, and he just takes a running start and gets everything behind the ball, puts it in the top right corner. What a finish from the left back. That is awesome to see. And this is going to be halftime. 7 shots, 4 on target for us. Not the best performance. We should be having double-digit shots at least by now. But we've got the lead. That's what matters. Only 0.5 XG is not good enough. Of course, that one shot that went in probably had a very low XG. I'm going to say I'm not happy because we need to be better. We've not created enough chances at all. Kyle actually has a good rating because of that assist, but other than that, I don't see him doing anything. So Kai's been decent. He also had that one shot that was very good. Speaking of, I wanted to bring up the Hull City manager. Used to be Harry Maguire. When we played him last time, we played Harry Maguire, and he was the manager, which is pretty cool. They have a new manager now. It is... Who is it? I've already forgotten. I'm going to look after this game, see who their Hull City's new manager is. It's a former player. So I'll show you after this game. As long as we can get through this without making me upset. If we get a bad goal or bad performance here, I might not be able to show it because I might just be too upset to care. But we might be getting a good result here. Alexander Douglas with the goal. Was that McCall again creating the goal? So I gave him the chance to kind of play himself into some form. And he seems to have done it. A deep cross with his right foot, it looks like. With his right foot outside of the foot cross. And Alexander Douglas with a acrobatic finish. 2 very good goals so far this game. I'm actually going to go see who the Hull manager is now. It's knowing me. I'm worried I'm going to forget it. Hull City manager is Tammy Abraham. That's right. Tammy Abraham is the current manager of Hull City. It's pretty cool to see all these former players that you remember playing with or playing against, managing other big teams. So Tammy Abraham is the Hull manager. Maguire went to, what was it? Where did Maguire go? Harry Maguire went to Newcastle. Harry Maguire is the Newcastle manager. So he took kind of a lateral move to a team that's actually performing worse in the championship, but have a higher pedigree, have history of being a Premier League squad. Hull City doesn't really have that pedigree that Newcastle has, but still, he's taken a downward move, which is an interesting thing to do. Hull City are 9th. Newcastle are 21st, so they are a relegation-threatened team. So that's an interesting decision. Look, Zigovic is actually has the best rating in the entire league. Even though he hates it here, he's playing very well. Messalongas have the most clean sheets. Nowhere near a top goal scorer. 17 goals at this point is pretty ridiculous. 17 goals through 22 games. Ronnie Harper for Brentford is absolutely banging them in. They got him on a free from Burnley. Started at Celtic. He doesn't look that amazing. His physicals aren't very good. He's 33 years old. He's got great finishing technique, and composure. But he doesn't look that amazing. So it's pretty surprising he scored 17 goals. Let's get back into the game. 2-0 up. Looking for another one from a long throw here. It's probably not going to come into anything because long throws don't work anymore, like I said. Lesniak's going to get the ball, though. That's the best we can hope for, is just to get the ball, and the second ball is Mikal with his 3rd assist of the game. Okay, Petter. Maybe you will be playing some more games. If he can perform like that against better teams, he might be fighting for the starting job. Because he has put in an absolute worldy performance this game. Nice little reverse pass to Alexander Douglas. And Douglas has been just exceptional this season as well. I would substitute Douglas but he's on a hat trick. I'm actually going to give a youngster some chance up top. Give Joe Gray some time. I want to give him as much game time as possible because he looks like he could be really good. Diop and Alaru have both been absolutely terrible. Alaru with a 6.3, Diop with a 6.5. In a game we're winning 3-0. that is difficult to do. I'm actually going to... Do I move Lesniak or Ferreira to midfield? Who's the better midfielder? Probably Lesniak. They're pretty similar players. Ferreira has much better marking, but his tackling is not quite as good. 13 and 13 on passing. What's his passing look like? 13 and 12. 13 work rate. 16 work rate. I'm going to move Ferreira in for, I guess, Alaru. I want to give Diop some more chances. I'm actually going to switch him to there. Play him as a center mid attack, sure. Play Diop as a Mazzala. Might change him up to an attacking Mazzala. See if that does anything. I don't know what to do with Joseph Diop. I might try him as a deep line playmaker, but I have an advanced playmaker next to him, so I don't want to do that. I don't want to play him as a playmaker role. I might try him as just a central midfielder role. Maybe a central midfielder on support. I don't know. I don't know how to get him playing well. If he does well these last 15 minutes of Mazzala attack, I might change it to that, even though I don't really want that many attacking duties. I already got 3 attacking in the front 3, so I don't really want 2 attacking in the midfield as well. It's a little bit too attacking for me. But if it works, it works. So they have a chance. The header on goal, but it goes over the top, hits the crossbar, looked like, and just bounced over the top. Douglas wants to be substituted. He's very tired, but he's on a hat trick. I don't really want to take him off, but I'm going to because he's very important to us. Give Balo some game time. Play him as a winger. Winger, attack. Give Balo some match sharpness back. I don't think he's going to be the starter. I think Walken Jones has shown just enough to hold his job at the starter. He's played just well enough. But Balo's going to get some game time. He's going to play, but he might play against the worst teams just to see what he can do. As he wins a penalty here, he started off well. This would have been a perfect chance for Alexander Douglas to score a goal, but he's not on the pitch anymore, so it's going to be McCall to add to his impressive game so far, and he's going to get saved. There's a little black mark on his current performance. Played so well, 3 assists, and then he misses a penalty. I guess he has to even it out somehow. He has to have some bad with all the good. Diop has not done anything since he got changed to Mazzala attack. His rating got worse, so I don't know what to do with him. Gray came in and played poorly. I don't know how you play a 6.5 in 15 minutes. Arias with a great game. Messalongas had a great game. They had 1 shot on target. Yes, he has a 7.6. I don't understand that. That doesn't make much sense for me. Munro with a good game. Lesniak played well, but Mikal is the absolute standout player. I'm going to say I'm very pleased. 3-0. Team we should be smashing. Maybe we should have more than that, but LBO Arias' goal, a 24-yard screamer, was one of the highlights of the match. Wouldn't you agree? It was a fabulous strike and worth the entry fee for alone for many of the supporters, I'm sure. LBO Arias doesn't find the back of the net very often, but managed to today. How pleased were you to see that? It was a great moment for LBO, and we'll all be delighted for him. That was a fantastic strike. We are currently, 6 points clear at the top still. Charlton seemed to be winning about every single game. We've been 6 points at the top for a long time. We've had a couple draws there now, every now and then, but it seems like Charlton is keeping up with us. They drew with Crystal Palace, actually. So they must have closed it even further after our last draw. I hadn't been checking the table that intensely, so. Next, we got a couple games against Rovers and Nottingham Forest. Mikal, absolutely superb. Maintain unbeaten record. 6 matches in a row without losing. But we have 2 draws in there. 2 draws? Yeah, 2 draws against Crystal Palace and QPR. But in terms of next episode, I don't think I need to come back for the FA Cup. Plymouth are a pretty bad team. We should be beating them. I'm going to come back for this Charlton game. That's going to be a huge game. Why is it not showing it by... There. There. Come back for Charlton, and do I want Portsmouth or Sheffield United? Portsmouth are actually doing better in the league. We'll see. We'll see who's doing better by the time we get there. The league could definitely change. One of these teams could jump the other. Sheffield United could definitely jump Portsmouth in that time, so Whichever team is higher in the league, we'll play them and we'll play Charlton. I'm assuming Charlton will still be second in the league by the time we get there. The way their form's been going, yeah, they've been winning a lot and drawing a couple, but they've got very similar form to us, actually. Not on the whole season. They've actually started off with a couple losses, but since the 6th of October, they have been in hot form, losing one game to Sheffield United pretty badly. But other than that, only 2 draws. The rest of them are wins. So we'll be seeing Charlton next. Be the first time playing them this season. They might be playing with us again if we get to the Premier League next season. So that'll be interesting to see. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. Links to all my socials are also in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.